So with Kickoff, they have the ebooks, and think of Kickoff as you just getting these things, you guys, just so that they can report to the credit bureaus. Don't care too much about, oh, it's an ebook, I'm buying this, buying that. You're paying for them to report to the credit bureaus. Period. That's it. It's low. It's very cheap for them to actually report for a few months. It's going to boost your credit score a lot. But they have that. They also have their membership too. So when I signed up for Kickoff, I believe I paid for their membership like the second time around. The first time I bought like an ebook when they first came out, but definitely just think of it as you're just getting this so that they can report to the credit bureaus. Don't think too deep or too hard into this and too far into this. So let me show you guys my Kickoff account, if it's on here. I still have it and I'm logged in. Oh, look at that, you guys. I gotta make a video. I didn't even realize it's already time. Okay, so here we are here. So this is that loan. So they said I already withdraw your savings now. I already paid it off. Oh my gosh. I didn't know. I made that video for you guys, showing you guys that Kickoff loan. So now I'm gonna make another video on how to actually close your Kickoff loan account. But here's that credit account right here. So let's go ahead and click on the credit account, and let's go down to the bottom to see their Kickoff store. So these are the different things that they have. They have their credit service that you guys can pay, and then also they have their ebooks. So it looked like they went up on their ebooks, because now it look like you guys are paying $4 per month. And I remember at one time it was like $2 per month. But this is basically, you can buy one of their ebooks and they're basically just reporting to the credit bureaus for you. Like that's it. That's all, you guys. Seriously, that's really it. Now let me click this because I want to know, like, wow, okay. So they're gonna report to all the credit bureaus. It's gonna be on autopilot, auto renew. They're gonna report for 13 months. Okay. And my next utilization is gonna be 49%. So that must be a lot. If I'm gonna pay $19.53 per month. But I would suggest, if you guys are going to sign up for anything, just look at how much you're going to be basically paying per month, because that's going to tell you, they're going to let you know exactly how many months that they're going to report. And then also, I just think that you guys should pay the least amount. Now, Kickoff to me is getting very, very expensive. It's not like it was when they first started. When they first started, they let you do it for free. But now you guys are paying a thing for it. You guys are definitely paying for it. I did that $10 a month payment plan just because I wanted to show you guys, like, Kickoff and a new account. I was so excited, so I had to show you guys how it worked. But it looked like I paid that off. Now I'm not going to do it again. It's, just they taking $10 out per month. It's $120 now, so I'm just going to have him deposit into my account, or I don't know what options that they're going to have, but I'll make a separate video if you guys are interested about that. But if you can, just get one of the cheap ebooks where you basically pay like the $4 and some change per month. Get the one where you basically paying the least, because all you want them to do is report to the credit bureaus. And if you want to go even further, go ahead and take some money and get you a secure credit card, because especially if it's a secure credit card, it's going to graduate. Like Capital One's kind of stingy with graduating, but Navy Federal, Discover, because those are graduating, and you're basically going to have a credit card forever, and those credit card limits can actually increase. But with Kickoff, you're paying every month for really nothing, because you're probably not going to read the ebook, just to be honest. So just keep that in mind. But that's all that they kind of have. So if you do the $100 payoff, what happens to the cost of the lease? Let me see. Let me make sure what fees they're actually charging, because I don't want to lie. A little quiet, Joshua. I can hear you in there. Quiet, please. You may have to be quiet. Okay, I think you guys have to pay that fee. So if you guys do the 100 days same as cash with Snap Finance, then what's going to happen is you guys are going to pay the fee for them to get this started for you guys, but you guys are not going to have to pay that additional interest. So that's kind of how it's going to work. And a lot of times people do the 100 days same as cash, and they don't have to pay as much money as they would have to pay if they just finished it out. But you have to make sure that you call them, and definitely call them to confirm like exactly what fees you will have to pay and what fees you will not have to pay, and what's the benefits fully. Because I just pay mine off. I just pay mine off, and I knew I wouldn't have, they tell you, hey, if you finish paying off, this is how much you're going to pay overall. I knew I didn't pay that full amount. I just paid basically how much. It's about how much I started with, plus a minor small fee, but definitely call them to confirm. Now, here is what I was looking at, though, you guys, with Snap Finance, asking exactly what is it, what exactly is the same as cash. So you guys are not going to pay any interest at all, basically, if you pay within the 100 days. Same currencies. There is not a possibility of paying interest while you making many payments without no payments at all. If you don't pay your deadline, the consequences can be costly. So yeah, just basically, you guys are not going to have to pay any interest, but you guys, I believe, will have to pay that initial, like, it's a small fee that they charge you to sign up. So you guys aren't going to have to pay that fee. I just got approved for a $300 limit with a 670 credit score. I'm 28, and this is my first car. How would I increase the limit by the end of this year? So you got approved for the Capital One credit card, and you're trying to figure out how to increase your limit. If you guys get the secure credit card, then they said in as little as 6 months, they're going to work to increase your limit and then also graduate the credit card. It's a secure credit card. Now, if you guys want to try to get a credit limit increase before then, I do suggest that you guys put a lot of money in purchases, like on a card. Start using the card a lot and then paying it off. Using the card a lot, paying it off. Using the card a lot, paying it off, because they're going to start seeing that you need more money, and then you're not holding a balance on this credit card. So they're going to assume that you're going to pay back anything that you use. So that's one way that you guys can definitely get an increase. Make sure that on your other credit cards, you're not keeping a balance, you're paying on time. And with Capital One, you can go right in the app and ask for an increase. If I were you, I would ask for an increase every month. Like, keep asking for an increase, and call them too and say, hey, I'm looking to get an increase. When am I going to get that increase? And then they'll let you know. Please be more specific about what crashed. So I made a video previously telling everybody, hey, get prepared for like a crash if something was to happen. Now, we did not necessarily have a crash, but a lot of people did see an increase in groceries. Groceries was out of control, and then also they seen shortages. So we didn't necessarily see like a big huge crash, but you did see a lot of things happening to the point where people were not able to get as much groceries as they wanted, groceries that they needed too, because they were paying more for groceries. They seen a shortage too. And I, at the time too, I was feeding my baby formula. You guys, we didn't have any formula. I had to switch his formula, and it was horrible. And that's what I was referring to. It was just not like a huge crash, but it was just basically me telling everybody to get prepared. I did buy a lot of milk, but still, it lasted longer than I expected. And since it lasted longer than I expected, I did run out of milk for like a month or two, and we had to switch his milk, and it wasn't good. And I bought a lot of milk. I like, I literally bought a lot of milk, but the crash basically was not the crash that we expected. But still, you guys always stay prepared if you can, because if something was to happen, even with your finances, make sure that you guys keep money saved and you guys are not just living paycheck to paycheck, because if something was to happen, you guys are going to get hurt very bad. So that's what I was referring to with the crash. How many inquiries can you have before being rejected for the City Best Buy credit card? And also the 10% be applied to the flexible spending option. I don't know if that 10% can be applied, but I do know about the inquiries. So let me look once before I start running my mouth. And I just want to make sure. And a lot of the stuff you guys is just reading. Okay. I think that 10% can be applied to your flexible payment option, because that is what you're going to get on your first purchase. Yeah. I do believe that when you guys get approved for the Best Buy credit card through Citi, that you guys can get that 10% back and use it with your flexible payment option. So definitely confirm that with them, though. Go directly to the source with some of these questions. Confirm that they are going to apply that 10%. And also, when you guys are applying for the Citi credit card with Best Buy, you have to make sure that you guys don't have more than 5 or 6 inquiries within the last 6 months. I've been reading a lot that people have been saying that this is kind of like the sweet spot. If you guys have more than that, they're going to deny you, because you just look desperate if you have too many inquiries. I do have a free inquiry removal letter if you guys do have some inquiries that's not supposed to be in your credit reports. Let me just leave it at that. I do have that letter, so definitely please check that out. And it's free, just mail it in. And then I have more information on how to remove inquiries. So definitely check that out. But 5 to 6 inquiries within the last 6 months. I don't even know what this was about. I don't know. Almost done. A few more questions, okay? Thank you. Was you able to use a virtual card and get the account number? What were they referring to? I never tried to use a virtual card with Capital One. Hey, when I had my Capital One account, I never tried to use a virtual card at all. So if you want to look into like virtual cards with them, please contact Capital One directly and figure out what you have to do to be able to get the account number or whatever you need from Capital One. But I have not personally tried to use like one of the virtual cards. I only use just my regular credit card, the card that they gave me. How often should you use your Credit One credit card? You can use your Credit One credit card as often as you want. When it comes down to Credit One, I do suggest that if you do not want this account to close, then I do suggest that you guys use your credit card at least once every 6 months. If you do have a credit card, do not hold a balance on it, because that's what's going to really drop your credit score, holding a balance on a credit card or having a high balance. I do suggest that whatever you spend, you try to pay it off right away, just so that you can keep that lower balance and it'll keep your credit score higher. But you can use your credit card as often as you want. And as with any of your credit cards. How do you get a credit line increase with them? When it come down to PayPal, you guys can get a credit limit increase in as little as 6 months, or actually not 6 months, 3 months. They said that they're going to start looking at your account in 3 months to try to see if they can give you an increase. If you want to get an increase at that 3 month mark and you haven't got an increase yet, please call them, you guys. Whenever you want an increase, call them and say, hey, I'm looking to get an increase. And then also ask them, am I going to get a hard inquiry by requesting a credit line increase? Whenever you asking for an increase on any of your credit cards, because some credit cards are going to give you a hard inquiry and some are not. So you definitely want to call them to see if they're going to give you a hard inquiry. So when your accounts go into collections, if you want to pay your collection, you can definitely pay your collection. You can try to see if you can settle it out. Personally, with me, when my accounts go in collection, depending on what the collection would be, because I still have collections out there. My last collection that I did I actually just sued the company and we came up with a settlement agreement. I can't talk about the settlement, but it was a good settlement, you guys. And that's because they reported inaccurately on my credit reports. But it's up to you if you want to actually pay it. I was like, hey, I'm not going to pay these different collections, but depending on what the collection is, like you can have a collection for a Capital One credit card, but you want to get back in with Capital One. So you may want to settle that out. But if you want to, you can settle that out. If you want to try to get on a payment plan, you could get on the payment plan. But if that account is on your credit reports, I definitely suggest that anytime you have a collection, you make sure that the account is reporting accurately. If it's not reporting accurately, then dispute it. Now, when it comes down to disputing your collection, really look at that last data activity. Look at the balance that they're reporting and ask them for verification and validation after you send in your first letter to the credit bureaus. Because if you do that, then you're going to have a great chance of suing them. When I sued them, I requested $8,000. That's what I requested. I requested $8,000 and the account be removed from my credit reports. We end up settling out of court, but it was still good, beneficial. So I do suggest that you do try to see if they're reporting accurately. If they're not, then try to fight them some, especially if it's a higher balance. The balance for this one was like $2,000. It was like $2,000. So definitely trying to see if it's reporting accurately and then go from there on what you want to do. Some people just settle out accounts. Like say if you're trying to buy a house, some people just settle it out just to get it over with, especially if you can get like some of these companies to settle, just pay 60% of what you owe. They'll settle it out. They'll delete it from your credit reports. So it just depends on what situation you're in, if you want to fight them or not. And, you can go from there. And if they're violating your rights, then you may have better options than just paying them. I thought about, and at first, when that company put that account on my credit reports, I said, hey, let's sell it out. I will pay you guys to delete it from my credit reports. They didn't want to do that. Ask them for verification. They didn't want to send me anything. And that's why I sued them. Now, once they did these different things, it was different. It's like, I'm not paying y'all anything. Now I'm just going to sue y'all because now y'all owe me money. That was my whole thought. And I just went through the motions of suing them. But you have to definitely look and see what you want to do and really just go from there. But I definitely tell everybody, see if the account is reporting accurately first, because they go in on us all the time. Y'all should go in on them too, and if you can get it to the point where you can get that account deleted or you don't have to pay them anymore, if you can get it to the point where they're giving you a check, then I'm with it. Like, go ahead and get it, sis, or bro. I forgot who put the comment on there, but go ahead and get it. Like, seriously. Hey, I got approved and took a hard hit. Wasn't much. I was going to make my deposit, so I take on a some people are saying I will. Some people are saying I won't. After you apply for a credit card, especially like a secure credit card, you guys should get that one hard inquiry. In Capital One, you're going to get that hard inquiry on all three credit bureaus. But you guys should not continue to get hard inquiries. All you have to do is just put your deposit down, and you should not get another hard inquiry. Maybe a soft inquiry. Maybe they want to do a soft pull, but you guys should not get a hard inquiry after that. And make sure that you guys put your deposit down right away, because they could take it back and say, hey, we don't want to approve you. You got to go through the process again, and you don't want that hard inquiry again, or those hard inquiries if it's Capital One. So I don't think that you should get a hard inquiry again. If you ever have questions about that, please call the credit bureaus and ask them, hey, am I going to get a hard inquiry again? And they'll let you know. Not the credit bureaus, the credit card company. So I'm confused. The money you pay is an actual card, or you just pay $20 a month for a year, and that's it. I believe this is about Kikoff. Okay, I can't hover over it. Let me see. Oh, so yeah, this is Kikoff. So I'm confused. The money you pay is an actual card, or you just pay $20 a month for. So when it comes down to Kickoff, they do have a secure credit card, but they do have another one where they can report a $750 account onto your credit report. And you guys are probably going to pay about $4 or $5 per month because you have to actually buy something. And they have like web products that you guys can buy, ebooks and things like that. But you guys are not actually paying $20 per month. I would suggest you guys pay $20 per month for this. Get a secure credit card if it gets to that point. But it's basically them reporting to the credit bureau. You're not actually getting an actual card unless you get their secure credit card. But if you get to the point where you got to pay that much money, like literally get a secure credit card with Discover or Navy Federal and keep it pushing, because Kickoff is actually getting more expensive than they used to be. Yes, your credit score could go up, but that's a lot of money. And I just rather you guys get an actual secure credit card that don't have an annual fee, and that money you paying into Kickoff. Like if you paying $20 per month, in 10 months, you basically are going to have a $200, you pay $200, and that's enough for a secure credit card. And after that, 10 months, you're going to keep paying. When if you would have put $200 on a secure credit card, after that 10 months, you basically paying $20 per month. Think of it like that. You wouldn't have to pay anything else. Like you don't have any additional fees. But Kickoff is kind of confusing, but look into getting a secure credit card if it gets to the point where you have to pay that much. Like that is really just ridiculous. I don't want you to pay that much. Now, if you guys are having a hard time getting approved for credit cards, please look into my exclusive credit membership. And also, I have the 5 ways to increase your credit score 60 points in 60 days. And a lot of people have been getting great results from this. I actually do meetups. I have another meetup. If you guys haven't heard, I have another meetup that's starting in March. I do groups. We're meeting in groups. So definitely make sure you sign up. And when you guys sign up and we meet in the actual group, I help you dispute the accounts that's on your credit reports. I actually mail those letters out myself. So I'll mail those for you. I just do a lot of the work for you so you guys can get those results without having to do so much. Now, I do say, hey, you need to get some credit cards. I suggest you get this credit card, that credit card, this credit card, but you guys have to apply for that on your own. Like you have to apply for that on your own. But congratulations to all the people that have been approved for credit cards. Their credit score has been going up and they've been getting approved for properties. That is really amazing. I hope I see you guys in my next class. If not, please go ahead and look at that link. It's like an hour long where I tell you everything. And you actually get a free dispute letter for inquiries. You get a free dispute letter for negative accounts like bankruptcies, collections, charge offs. So definitely check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.